Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of No Title Needed. We are here at the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, USA. I'm Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
Always and forever. We are your co-hosts, and today we have as our guest, Kerry Manders. Kerry.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking at your t-shirt. Old and in the way, but I have a feeling you are neither of those things.
Paving away.
You're right.
Well,
that's right. Old
my
and
bride-
paving the way.
My bride might dispute that, but Old and in the Way is the Jerry Garcia band, that his bluegrass band, and had Vassar Clemens and all sorts of great people. It's an incredible album, anyhow. So check out Old and in the Way.
Okay.
It's old and it's not in the way. It's in 1972, I think, was when it came out.
Oh, really?
It's as fresh now as when it was then.
Oh my God.
Check that out.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are embarking on a huge endeavor, as we were talking about before we got on air here. Just explain what you're doing. Crooked Creek Cultural Center.
Cultural campus.
Campus,
Right,
not a
campus.
center.
No.
You're an entire campus of 8 acres.
Yes.
Go.
Okay. Well, I have a vision which I have brought to a visioning committee, which has been broadly representative of the community, both the arts community and the Crooked Creek community. We've had residents, local artists, musicians. We've worked with Newfields, representatives from Newfields, from Pike Township or Pike Performing Arts Center. We've worked with architects, lawyers. So anyhow, this large visioning committee over 2 years has taken my vision of a Crooked Creek cultural campus and made it what we are now pursuing. And that is, we are acquiring 4.5 acres to add to our 3.5 acres that Joan Servas graciously donated. And those 3.5 acres are all woods, which we will maintain almost 98% of that, and have tree identification and environmental science for kids, and work with Washington Township and Pike Township schools to bring kids in for field trips. We'll have a 200-seat venue and a building that will also provide art gallery facilities for activities such as art classes and different things. We do not want to recreate the wheel. We want to bring those activities, such what Scott's doing with his work, and bring that in to educate youth, get them, give them alternatives such as puppetry, working with the comic book artists to create their own comic books. Yeah, I love that one. We want to have improv classes for all ages. I saw a comic on TV, and he said at 12 years old, his mom enrolled him in improv, and it changed his life, and he now became a comic. And so we want to give that experience. We also would love to. We're trying to court Babyface because he grew up in the area, and if we can get a hold of him, if you're out there, Babyface, we want you to be our champion. But we'd like to have a recording studio, an educational recording studio that would teach kids how to do everything from the behind-the-scenes recording to the front end of it. We'd also not only teach kids about acting, but about script writing and behind-the-scenes stagecraft, and we want to work with we want to make it intergenerational, so we want to have intergenerational movies. We'll have an outdoor amphitheater for summer movies and indoor in the 200-seat theater. We want to have programs like with the Glick Center to have financial and writing literacy programs for older adults of all ages, really. We want to be able to get kids
Active.
Motivated to get off the street, get off their phone, get away from guns and violence and the negative activities that are out in our society, and be able to find something that can capture their imagination and give them the skills that are transferable to become critical thinking, positive adults in our community.
The future.
The future.
This is a huge, like your vision. Everything starts with a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else? It has to come to fruition, and there's the rub.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about money, getting the funds, and then here you have this property, which was graciously given to you, but you need more of it, and then it's the zoning,
right,
and then it's the building, and then it's the contractors, and then it's the list goes on and on.
You got the zoning.
Okay. Oh, great.
We got the zoning.
Great.
So
That's a
we
huge
oh yeah,
deal.
we got the zoning, and thanks to Joe Calderon, a lawyer who donated pro bono his fees to make this happen. Another gracious blessing that we've had, along with Joan's donation, and again with Meg and your mom coming forward to help us with PR and have me sitting here at this seat for that.
Well, I think people, when they hear something like this, and especially where you're doing it, the area.
Yeah.
What is exactly the area where you're?
Okay, we're at 62nd and Michigan Road.
Okay.
We are crossing the Indianapolis Michigan Road Public Library, and that's key for us. The larger vision is to make this the cultural focal point of our community, to have a creative economy, to be really a kickstart for getting things going in the area that are more positive. We want to work with the library to have book clubs. And we also want to have like game nights and things like that, community coffee hours. I mean, so like I said, it's broader than just kids. It's the kids, it's community building, and it's creating an economic engine for the community.
And that's a great looking library that you're building next to as well. It's like relatively new, right?
Yeah, I actually made the presentation in 1999 on Martin Luther King Day, filled the place, and said we need a new library. And they said, okay, you're going to be the next new library, but we're going to expand the downtown library and improve all the other libraries before we have a new library. I thought 10 years, took 17.
So
Things always take longer, and they do. And
And it's beautiful.
even building things always takes longer too, And then they're like, oh, and may take a little more money, money. You know about that.
Absolutely.
This is, like you said, it's not your first rodeo. You have been advocating for the good of Indianapolis, I think, for quite a few years. many
Focusing
years
on the
now.
Kruger Creek community, and I like to say my mission personally is to improve the quality of life of my community, which is the Kruger Creek community and the greater Indianapolis community, because we're all part of the same community. But the focus is the Kruger Creek community. But this project is going to be citywide. People are going to be drawn to this. We met with a number of people who have very knowledgeable, who said there is nothing like this in the city. That there's just nothing like it. And to have kids be able to come in and get connected with artists that can inspire them and mentor them. What a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So one of the things we also want to do is get Heron Art School involved. We'd like to get them to work with us on social media and maybe start a grassroots campaign, a $5, $10 campaign, because the key to this, as you said, is the money. And I did this at One Solomon Park, the project that I did, which is the model for fundraising is you raise 80%, then you go public with the 20%. And what I did is I went with the grassroots campaign, got as many names as I can. We had like 1,000 names, and then put our proposals together and went before these foundations and corporations, and they'd say, oh, we like this. You'd turn the page and see 1,000 names and say, well, this is really grassroots. We want to be a part of this.
Yeah. And I think there are people that have money, not just corporations, but individuals that will get into this because you have such a wide range of what you're going to be doing there. This is just not something that we are having you are completely expanding from children, young children, teenagers, adults, older adults, seniors.
Right. Clubs and game nights.
Right. And you are really,
show movies.
you're really running the gamut here. So I think there has to be someone who's going to be interested in one of those things.
Well, I think the key, though,
right? Yeah. Anything you're doing there.
well, the other key is that we're going to be collaborating and not recreating the wheel. So we're not trying to duplicate. We want to collaborate. Now, if there's something like I said, if there's no puppetry or there's no comic book artist project, then we will create one. But what we want to do is, if it's out there, we want to bring them in as collaborators. And right now, we're seeking those potential collaborators to sign letters of intent. Not a strong, commitment because we don't have a building yet. But if they can show that they want to be a part of this, it can help us with our funding. We can show that there is a demand for this. And we've already had a demand for a 200-seat venue, which there is none
Down there, right?
in the city, really.
Yeah. We have to take a break.
Okay.
Kerry, so sorry.
No,
It's
I'm
very-
glad to.
it's
I could use a drink.
Oh, me too. Me too. What time is it? Oh, it's well, sun's not over the yard arm, so we have to wait. We'll be back with Kerry Michael Manders right after this short little break. Hey everyone, we're back. No title needed with our guest, Kerry Michael Manders, who is undertaking a huge endeavor with this cultural campus in Crooked Creek. And first half we were talking about how everything that's going to happen in your vision and what you're going to do for the community, which is so very important. Right. I think there's a need for these kind of places everywhere. Absolutely. You know, I mean, you're talking about the need in Crooked Creek and the Indianapolis area, but these kind of places, which it's what we were talking about with property. Mm-hmm. You know, people want to just build on property. They just want to build apartments. They want to build corporations. They want to build condos. That makes the money. Mm-hmm. Places like this, there's like, not making so much money for us. Partial park, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it's so important. It's so important for people to not just only go to these classes that you're talking about and meet and come together and discuss, but to be out, part of this is a wooded area, to be out in nature.
Absolutely.
And people need that.
Well, you know, part of this came from the outcome of COVID. You know, everything got disrupted. You know, there was no sense of community anymore. Yeah. And that's really was one of the first things that prompted, how can we recreate a sense of community that existed for so many years that was disrupted by COVID? Yes.
Yeah, that really kind of threw us off for a loop. But we have overcome. And so now,
we're
this is
addressing
great.
These issues.
Now you're getting there, right? So, like we were saying, you know, we said it before, not your first rodeo. Mm-hmm. You've done things not this huge.
That's for sure.
Huge. But you have, let's talk about your past.
Okay.
Not everything, because I don't know you that well.
I'm right.
But like these type of things go.
Well, how I got into this, first of all, my mother died when I was 17, and she instilled in me a sense of civic engagement, that one person can make a difference in this world, and that if you really set your mind to something, you can make it happen. And so when I went to college, I was involved with the sociology club. We had the brand new Center on Philanthropy director come and speak to us, and he inspired me. And when I finished my undergraduate, they had just had their core classes, and I learned just enough to make me dangerous at this IU Center on Philanthropy. And then this park project where they had an existing park and 22 acres of woods that I played in as a kid thinking it was part of the park, and found out they were going to clear cut it and build apartments. And so there was a big fight in the community to fight the development, and I said, well, we have to have an alternative because we're just going to get another development that comes in. So we had a two-tier track where my future mentor became my mentor, Hal Coons, who introduced me to Bert Servas, who became another mentor of mine. He fought the zoning while I tried to raise the money to secure this property. And after the meeting, we had a big meeting, and the community supported what I had intended to do. And there was an article in the paper the next day from the park department director that said it will never happen. So I couldn't get a response from the mayor. So I got the opportunity through editorials that the mayor contacted me and opened the door. And in 18 months, we raised $500,000 to double the size of One Solomon Park. We then raised and leveraged another $750,000 to improve the park. So this has all happened, and everybody said it was impossible. So I thought, well, if that's impossible, what else can we do? And I saw my mentor, Hal Coons, said we need a trail on Michigan Road, and we need to get these disabled people off the road. And he had Parkinson's disease and had to move away to be with his family. And they asked me to make this my mission, and I agreed. And so for 17 years, I worked to get this trail on Michigan Road, the 3 administrations. And finally, my brother gave me an iPhone, and I made a video, 20-minute. I took it 2 hours and made a 20-minute best of. I got a meeting with Mayor Ballard, who had been going to every mayor's night out, who he knew me because every mayor's night out I was talking about the need for this. Sure. And he sold the water company to the gas company for infrastructure money. And my project was the first project that they funded. And he had me up on stage and said, this man almost stalked me to get this done. Kerry, it's really going to happen. And it did. And I've worked to create the Crooked Creek, to help found the Crooked Creek Community Development Corporation. Have worked to create our new library. Our library, we had a library at Westlane Shopping Center for years when I first moved into that, bought my home in that area. I've lived there almost all my life, but when I bought my home in that area, and they closed the little library when they opened Pike, and I tore my card up and sent it to the director, said, I'm not getting another library card. Do we have a Crooked Creek branch? And so over years I worked, and we eventually got a commitment in 1999 that we'd be the next new library after they built the brand new library downtown and all the others were expanded. And we have this beautiful library at 62nd and Michigan Road, which we hope to be the cultural focal point of our community.
You're the squeaky wheel.
I am a bulldog. I don't let go.
But you have to be.
Yeah.
With things like this.
Right.
I like to say,
This is not easy.
No, I like to say, I'm a visionary and I have a vision. I know how to get good people around a vision. I know how to delegate and keep things moving without alienating anybody. But I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is all new to me.
Yeah, you're playing the long game.
You must know what you're doing.
Well, I have a vision, but
you've gotten things done.
Well, the good Lord has helped me. The good Lord has helped me.
I got one more question about the upcoming project. What are the amenities that you are planning on offering out of this location in a little more detail, especially the artistic side of things?
Well,
that's what you like.
That's what I like. I'm curious.
Well,
about the dirty art.
We have
not dirty as what you
right.
Hey,
we're looking at building this building with a 200-seat venue, and in that will be for the clean arts, the painting and arts that aren't messy, so that they can be maintained pristine. Meanwhile, there's a house sitting at that location, which we're going to move a little further away, nestled in the woods.
An old house.
An older house we're going to convert into the Dirty Art Center for ceramics and
So that's what's called dirty art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is when you get your hands really dirty. Like throwing and pottery.
Yeah, you got to clean up the whole room
all
after
that
you're done.
stuff. So they'll have their own area that will be just for them to make a big mess and not interfere with the arts that, need that pristine environment.
And all those classes are going to be taught. Like you could go and teach those classes.
Well, that's what the whole point is, that it's really their program. We're just providing the space, really. I mean, that's the hope. Like I said, if there's a void, like this comic book idea that I have, we'll create it. But once it's created, we want to spin it off into that. Whoever's doing that, let it spin off and do their own thing.
I mean, it's so.
We don't want to recreate the wheel, but we want to provide these great opportunities for kids that are going to change lives and be transformative.
I think you certainly do have the artists here to help you out. Oh, yeah. I think you. I mean, even in the Stutz building, all those artists in that building.
They'd love to be a part of it.
Yeah. I think
even seniors at Heron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, you know more than I do about the visual arts here.
One of my close associates in this whole project has been Teresa Reynolds, and she's a vocalist, actress, producer. So we're also talking not only about the fine arts, but we're talking about theater art,
performing arts.
There's been no one that has said no. That's the thing that's been incredible about this whole project. There's not a person I've talked to leading up to the visioning committee that said it was a bad idea. All they had were more ideas to throw into the mix.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. You're going to get a lot of ideas. Right. So then you have to weed out that stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
You have people throwing a million ideas at you. I got an idea. Right. I got an idea. And then if you have a board of directors.
Right. Well, we've got the visioning committee. We've really got that pretty well. Now we are going to have, after we purchase the property, we'll have community meetings to get community final input. So there'll be some minor changes as community, we recognize what we might have missed.
Okay. Is there any, we have to wrap it up here pretty soon, but is there any way that, of course, this, we'll put this out and people find out about it. But how else can people find out about this project that's going to happen? Do you have a website?
We have a website, CrookedCreekCulturalCampus.org.
Okay, that'll be put up on the screen.
And it's being built. I mean, it exists, but I mean, we're still building on to it. We're adding more information as we get more material together.
Of course.
One of the things we need to do is raise some money so we can get some signs up in front of the site so that we can actually promote it to the local neighborhood. So that's the next step.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to be a part of it, could they connect to you through the website?
Absolutely. Okay. They can definitely connect to me through the website.
All right.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Philip will put that up, and we'll put all that information up on the screen. Kerry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. We wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you'll be involved in this endeavor.
Without a doubt.
And I think it's absolutely wonderful. And like I said, these kind of places need to be everywhere.
I appreciate your recognition that how important this is, because this will be transformative for not only Kerry Creek community, but for the greater Indianapolis community.
I think so. And for youth, it's so important for kids. And I think that's why you're getting interest too, because it's a lot for kids. And
it is.
And like I said, we
want to connect them to we also want to connect them to the older generation so that there's not a void between
That's a great idea.
And that's community building. That's where the community building comes together.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kerry Michael Manders. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
God bless.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us here at No Title Needed. Come on over to Feinstein, see a great show, a cabaret. There are wonderful artists over here, a wide variety.
Here.
Yeah.
Here, huzzah, and cheers, Prost, whatever. Okay, just come on over and see a show. Support the performing arts and visual arts.
Please. Yeah.
Yes. Cynthia Collins.
Scott Osborne.
Oh my gosh, we'll see you next time. Thanks.